Hello guys, this is Wingus, Waltrox, etc, etc. And today on Korish Reviews, we're doing yet another Predator review. Today we're taking a look at the old Kenner spike-tail Predator. So, as goes for articulation, first of all, doesn't have any accessories because I got him used. I think he's a repaint. That's what my dad said, because he's probably a repaint. Because this isn't his normal color. His armor is usually gold. His skin is usually brown. His hair is usually black. And so, that goes for articulation, since it's an old figure. Arm goes up and down, everywhere, except the sides, because, well, it's just on a ball joint, sort of. And so, same thing with this arm. On the legs, it can go up, down, back a little bit. Same on both legs. But there's something hindering a bit of the articulation, and I'll show you what I mean. So, you look here and you think this is a tail, maybe, probably. And then you look behind and it's actually some hair attached, although it's called a spiked tail predator. Doesn't really make any sense, but I'm going to tell you all the accessories that would be with this figure. Normally he would have a few discs. 2 would be here, and if you weren't using any, then 3 would be here. They'd be orange. He would have a mask that was also sort of a caramel orange. And then you would have this huge blade on his arm here. And, oh, one more thing for articulation. He can go like this, only, not this way. And his head can go only this way, but not this way because of his backpack and his hair looks hindering a lot of the articulation. So he looks this way, and I'm going to show you why he only looks that way, and why he can only do like this. So, as I was saying, there's a huge blade here, and on his wrist blade, that he's sort of also holding, there would be a disc. You would put the disc in here, because there's a little place to put it, sort of touch here, and then you launch back and you fire. And that's why he's looking this way, because he'd be firing this way. That's why it only goes this way, because he'd be firing. It's going to be a fairly short review. I don't really know the backstory to this guy, but he has some horns here, which are also black, and on the other figure they are supposed to be black. He has a little bottom mask type thing here. Let's get on to detail. He has quite some good detail, especially for a repaint. There's lots of texture. Here, you can actually see a bit of all the hair strands, and then they're braiding up into here. It's kind of cool. He has like a chest plate here. He has this backpack, of course, which has a little hole which you would put extra discs into. He has, on both arms, these little multiple iron plates, which have a cool texture. And then here he has a hole where you'd put the blade into. And then on the back of his arm, on the inside, there is nothing, but it's attaching there, sort of. And same on the other arm, only he's sort of holding the wrist blade. But it has the same texture, a little bumpy thing here. On here, it doesn't really have the bumpy thing, just a little bit, because you would have to put the huge blade in. On the bottom, it looks sort of like a little cloth like most predators do. On the back, it's just a little bit of armor. On the legs, up here, there's a bit of armor attaching to his leg, like near the top, and then there's a little line here which attaches to the bottom, which attaches to the knee pads, attaches to the shins, and then a little bit to the feet. If you can see a little bit right here. And that's the same on both legs. There are a few spikes. There are also these triangle things, these triangular things. I don't really get why they're here. There are 3 of them, like a triangle. There are these little black things. I'm not sure what they are. There are 2 here, and there's 1 here. And his one hand is closed on the wrist blade, and the other one is just sort of open if you put the claw on. It's just like, ah, ah, or something like that. And here it looks almost like it's a breathing mask, and there's a little tube type thing here that also attaches through his hair all the way over here, and it looks like a Darth Vader mask or something. And it also shows his red eyes. Evil red eyes. And then here there are some more spikes, but not horns. And yeah, I think that will be all for this review. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel at Quraysh Reviews. Yeah, Quraysh Reviews.